Alright, hey, what's up? I'm back to do a review of my Yellowwood Z3. So, first let me start off with the shipping and everything. So it just came in a normal bubble mailer. It took almost 3 weeks to get here. If it came on a Saturday, which is obviously they don't ship on Sundays, if it wouldn't have came on that Saturday, the only next day it could have came on would have been the Monday, and that Monday marked 3 weeks since I ordered the board. So the shipping is horrible from them. Their shipping is terrible. I really was actually starting to get kind of mad because I was like, I ordered something that's, you know, comes in this tiny little plastic box in a bubble mailer. It shouldn't take 3 weeks, no matter where it's coming from. Um, so yeah, that's just ridiculous. I think they do need to fix that. That is really my main complaint with this company is the shipping, because it is absolute trash. So that's only. Oops, sorry about that. My phone. But that's really it for from the company. That really the one thing that just was really they're lacking in was the shipping. That's about it. Um, but you know that came in this nice professionally done box. I mean, yeah, it's just a plastic box, but I do like it more than how some decks just come in a little bag with like a paper thing at the top that's just stapled to it. The packaging really is nice. I would give this a 10 out of 10. And the shipping, I would give it a 0 out of a 10. Doesn't even register. Horrible. And in there were some stickers, a piece of slim tape, which was weird when it was new. You can't really see it now, but it was turning the tips of my fingers black. Um, really does feel like rip tape almost. It's a little smoother than rip tape, I'd say. But this is also new tape because I've been using the board for maybe an hour. Um, and it also came with these two sticker sheets and the deck and the slim tape. So, initial impressions on this deck, everything was nice. The graphic on it's perfect. The only thing was the holes on the top because they're countersunk. So, for those of you, if you're younger and you don't know what it is, when it's countersunk, the heads of the screws, because the screw goes up and then it kind of angles out. So it sets in flush with the deck. For those of you who don't know, um, there was just the edges of the top, like the top ply of the deck, and then it's countersunk in the edges where the top of it were. There's just a little excess wood. I mean, you could have just scraped it off with your finger before you lacquered it, but it was super tiny. And it's just from where you hit it with the bit on the drill press. That's absolutely normal. I it's no big deal. Lacquer's done perfectly. The graphic is on the deck perfectly, like because you have to. I imagine this is a paper graphic, and like the edges of it are all perfect. There's no bubbles in the lacquer, no fingerprints. The deck, I had two older Yellowwoods and they were warped. This deck is not warped. This deck is perfect. Um, so on to the shape. The dips are pretty well defined. Perfect for me. I do like how the nose and tail on this board are actually larger than, say, a Berlin wood. Um, More so, the nose isn't that much larger than the Berlinwood nose. It's a little bit bigger, but the tail is definitely a little bit longer, which I actually like because I find that for like me doing flip tricks into grinds on some boards like my Berlinwood doing like kickflip backside tail slides, I would have a hard time of actually locking the board on to whatever obstacle I was on. By locking it, I mean the board getting it locked in and you slide like perfectly on it. Sometimes I would have trouble doing that. On this deck, I've noticed I can definitely lock in to my slides better, which is a major plus to me because that was one thing I was running into because I've been using this Berlin wood for a while. Was like, man, sometimes I just get it in there and it's not locked in very well and it just looks sketchy or the board Like sometimes it'll slip off of the obstacle, but that really doesn't happen with this deck. I definitely do like this deck. I do love the shape of it. I mean, it is perfect for my style of riding, and I like it is a little bit longer than the Berlin Wood here. This will be hard to see because I'm doing this with my webcam on my laptop. But as you can see, the yellowwood is a little bit longer, hair longer. I actually like that. I find I have a lot more control because I have somewhat bigger hands. So I definitely do like a bigger board. And this is a 32 millimeter deck. It is the same width as a Berlin Wood Wide. Exact same width as the Berlin Wood Wide. I definitely do like wider boards like that too. I had no problem mounting my trucks up, my Black River trucks. They mounted up to this board perfectly. All the holes are drilled in the right spots. And another thing that I found is the lacquer on this deck, because these graphics last forever. The only thing that'll happen is the lacquer will get scratched. I mean, that already happened to me some because I was using a concrete obstacle, so it's a little bit scratched. But the slide that you get when you're doing slides on the deck itself, not the trucks, the deck, the sliding that you get from it is awesome. If for those of you who skate, I can't remember, I think it was Mini Logo, they made the Everslick decks where there was like a special coating on the bottom and you could like slide on stuff. Like you could go do like a board slide on a rail that had hardly any wax on it and you would slide like perfectly. I mean, that's what it feels like. This board slides so smooth and buttery on obstacles. It is awesome. I mean, I've just been really impressed with this deck so far. I really do like it. I've had plenty of, and the pop's fine. I don't really know if doing that really does anything, but pop is awesome. It's just a good deck. I would really recommend this. Overall, everything included, shipping, packaging, the board, craftsmanship, everything, I would give it an 8 out of a 10, and the only reason it's not like a 9. Well, for the deck itself, I give it a 9.5 out of 10, just because there's that little bit on top, no big deal. But overall, I give it an 8 out of 10, just because the shipping was horrible. That's the only thing that's really, I gotta say, bad about this company was the shipping. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I think it was like 35 or 40 bucks. So it's a little more expensive than like a flat face deck, but it really is worth it. I don't know if this board is for everybody because I know some people like, the shorter deck, and people really like Berlin Woods. I like my Berlin Wood too, and I think a lot of people have gotten used to the shorter tail with the Berlin Wood versus the longer tail and the little bit longer nose with the yellowwood, because the tail is noticeably longer on the yellowwood, which is awesome in my opinion. Yeah, all around it's been a great controllable board. Like, I have more control with this board, I feel like, than with my Berlin Wood. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I mean, I'm very impressed with the quality of this board. So yeah, I would definitely support Yellowwood. I think it's cool how way back in the day they just had decks, and now they have awesome, like the Y trucks look awesome, and Y wheels. I don't know. I'm more of a fan of like the plastic wheel versus polyurethane wheels for fingerboard. I don't know. I just feel like I'd pick up way too much crap off of the surfaces I ride on with the urethane wheels, but I think it's cool how they stepped into the whole arena of every piece for a fingerboard. But yeah, definitely support Yellowwood. I would have to say this is the best deck I've had so far, and yeah, support them. But if you order from them, just know you're going to be waiting for a little while for your package. And I'm on the East Coast, so if you lived out in like, I don't know, the middle of nowhere, if you lived in like Texas or Utah, it's probably going to take a long time for you. It would take longer than 3 weeks to get your board. So if you're gonna order from them, I would recommend just doing a big order and ordering like 2 decks and maybe a set of trucks. Just get everything you're gonna need so you get it all in one go, because it's not worth waiting 3 weeks like 3 times if you're gonna order 3 different things. So yeah, support them. Awesome deck. Get the deck a 9.5 out of 10. Can't complain. Just shipping's horrible. So, alright. Thanks for watching my review. Sorry I kind of rambled on there at the end, but comment below what you thought. If you got any questions, I'll answer them. Just leave them in the comments. So yeah, take it easy.